Welcome to the Ugly Truth.
Ugh.
Monday evening edition. And I would like to see if I can solely blame our dear friends, the G's, for our late Monday edition because much champagne was...
Two magnums, 4 people.
More than that, because they opened another bottle.
Oh, that's right. They opened another bottle at the end. So 2 magnums and a bottle.
To get through the Oscars. So the show's a little late, but whatever. So the Oscars were on Sunday, and we went to our friend's house to have a baby mini Oscar party, which was so fun because we've never gone to an Oscar party, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Generally, I just sit on the couch and drink champagne alone watching them for the most part. But this time, it was so great. So they're pros at the Oscars because they used to co-host really big Oscar parties back in the day, like pre-pandemic. Everything's changed since the pandemic, unfortunately.
Sure.
But they had a ballot box. We fill out our ballots, and then we put money on it, and whoever gets the most wins gets the money.
Yep.
Then you and I brought the hors d'oeuvres, and they provided a delicious Mexican feast, and then dessert, and then we all brought champagne. It was so fun.
Yeah, they had a red carpet and everything.
Yeah, a little red carpet.
It was awesome.
It was so great. But he was telling me, he's like, oh no, we used to go all out, like tuxedos and formal wear and champagne flowing. And I'm like, well, that sounds fun. Let's do that. Anyway, it was
a
so
more
great.
intimate gathering, but super fun.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, and for dessert, we watched Designing Women.
We watched one episode of Designing Women. Well, you know what's funny is, okay, so first of all, we all did so poorly on our Oscar picks that we generally agreed that no one deserved the money. So
the winner didn't even get half of them right.
You came in last place with 7.
Yeah. 7 out of 23.
Greg
7 out of 23. Now, I will tell you, except for Wicked, I didn't see any of the other movies. None of them.
You saw Conclave.
Oh, yeah. Conclave. That's right. Yes,
and,
2. That's it.
But that's it.
Yeah.
We didn't even see any of the cartoon ones.
None of them. Nothing.
So you got 7 out of 23. I got 8 out of 23. Greg,
I felt a lot better after that, by the way.
Greg officially got 8 out of 23, but he missed one. He forgot to vote for one.
Because he got to vote for it because he's been talking about this party with us for several weeks now and chose, as they're about to take the stage, to do the picking. So
and then the winner got 11.
Glenn, yeah.
And we're like, okay. And then Greg's like, you don't even deserve it. 11 is a joke.
When he said
that they used to get like 20 out of 23.
When
like they would get them all.
He said that I got 7, I thought for sure I got 7 and you guys had like 18 and 19. But no, I only came in last by 1.
Well, a couple of them, and we all responded the same way when Demi Moore did not win.
Yeah.
We're all, what?
I didn't want her to win, but I
care.
But I picked her anyway.
We all picked her. Yeah. And then Nora just swept.
Honestly, that's why we lost. Because because I actually did that. Because I didn't know the movies that well. I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean into
the
one movie. One movie.
Right.
For best director, best whatever, best whatever. And then if I get that, I got a shot. I just picked the wrong one. So.
I picked other than the 8. Yeah. Apparently, I picked all the wrong ones. Yeah. But it's fine.
Speaking of Nora, really quick, I didn't know this. First time somebody's won 4 Oscars in a night since Walt Disney in 1953.
Really?
Yeah, that one guy, because he directed, because he edited, it was best pick.
That's right. He did edit it. That's right.
First person to win 4 Oscars in one night since Disney, which is nuts.
A lot of people are bitching and moaning.
Of course.
That it wasn't that good, and how did it beat, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, Demi Moore got recognized. Yeah. She got the SAG. She's been honored all over the globe and all of the other award shows. Yep. I know, in the Academy, man, this is what they do. Yeah. They upset the apple cart always.
Well, I thought that the 2 highlights I thought of in relation to that movie was the fact that the movie was made for $6 million, which is insane.
I love it.
Right. And then the other thing is that because he won so often, he got to, have multiple speeches.
Right.
And I thought his speech about going back to movie theaters was awesome. That was a great way to do that because he had already given and thanked and had done everything already.
Well, and I had mentioned when I don't remember what movie it was we saw, But I had mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, it was really good because we went to, we go to the Lux where there's like 30 of us and we order cocktails and we enjoy it. And it's really quiet and adult and it's great. But I said, God, this is kind of one of those movies I wish we were surrounded by like diehards.
Yep.
Like opening night with like 400 people in the audience.
Actually, I think it was Wicked.
Oh yeah, maybe
because we would have we didn't want people to sing along, but it also was pretty dead. And then we talked about because you see those scenes like in some of the Marvel movies,
where
right, like
Endgame,
everybody's like that first view, right? Like,
and it's like there's something to be said about having that moment with other people, and I may hate people, but I do love that collective feeling of everybody going, oh my God.
And he described it really well. He's like, that you get that sense, right? So go back to the theater, folks.
And as much as I hate people, like I said, that experience is unparalleled. Yeah. It's the one thing where I go, all right, this is pretty cool.
If there's something like that we and pretty much everyone else wants to see opening weekend, it's probably worth going to the larger theater and not having it,
the one thing I recall is when we literally took our entire family to go see Endgame. Mm-hmm. We saw Endgame together as a family, the 6 of us, and it was amazing because it was a sold out show.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool to see that. And I never even saw any of the Marvel films. Like I didn't see like all the other ones in a row or whatever. I've seen some of them, but I mean, I was not a diehard Marvel person or Marvel, however you want to pronounce it. And I'm like, wow, this is so great. This is so cool. Wow. I didn't know all these celebrities were in this movie. Like I didn't know anything and I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was great.
It was good.
So I did like, and somebody else mentioned going back to the movies too. And he's just like, keep making movies for the theater. Yeah. But it is true. The pandemic did basically wipe out the experience.
It was not as, and you and I talked about you and I talked about this on the way home. It was not as political as we thought it might get.
I think that there was a mandate. I think they were telling him like, don't get political.
Well, see, the problem with that is stars are like, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway.
No, I legitimately think there was some kind of mandate. I mean, it was barely alluded to. You know what I mean? And there had to have been a reason.
There was some, like the documentary winners where one was Israeli and one was Palestinian. Yes, that was awesome.
That was good.
Adrian Brody's speech was good for the first few minutes, but
did you know he broke a world record with that speech?
The longest one?
5 minutes, 40 seconds, longest speech in Oscar history.
Wow. I thought, like it. You know what I thought? I thought it was baller that he told the music to shut off, and they did.
Honestly, he's so fucking insufferable. Yeah. I don't find he insists upon himself.
He really does.
I don't care about you, Adrian Brody.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but I don't.
I'm sure. Yeah. Obviously, he's very, very respected. But it's like you could hear a pin drop, and I think half people were like, "Honestly, Adrian, like we have to put up with your behavior on set. Do we really need to do it on a night when we're all high on coke and drinking champagne? Can you please shut up?"
Zoe's speech was awesome.
Hers was very good. She brought up immigration. I really love that one. Yeah. Her dress was terrible, but Stephanie and I will be talking about fashion next time. We're not going to talk about
I'm not allowed to talk about fashion. Although I will say
no nips.
I will say that whoever sat next to Ariana Grande was probably pissed.
Oh, because of her lamp.
because well, her and she stood up a lot.
She did. So, although I did see that she had a big opening in the back, so it's like she could sit. Plus, I don't think that was plastic or anything. I think it's just like a hard fabric.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
It was just a wire or something. Had it up.
I don't know.
First of all, I'm so glad we were there and we had a good time. And wow, what a way to kick the show off!
Oh my God, it was the best part of the show. I
truly, like I told you today, I might be gay because I got teary.
We all did. We all got emotional.
When they did, obviously she opened with Over the Rainbow, which was stunning. And then Cynthia did The Wiz, a song from The Wiz. Not the one they did later, because they did another Wiz song later, which I didn't care for.
I didn't either.
You're doing a tribute to Quincy, and that's the song you pick?
Terrible. There's so many amazing ones.
After you just did a whole medley of Oz songs.
And he didn't get much of a tribute. I was annoyed by that.
No, they should have. Well, and then they played Requiem for the In Memoriam. Like it was.
Oh, my God.
It was like, you could have played one of Quincy's songs for that.
It was so inappropriate. Everybody's like, God, I guess we're not going to be shedding a tear during the memoriam. My goodness. Speaking of In Memoriam, I saw a bunch of, everybody's like, who didn't get mentioned, blah, blah, blah. Right. But I was like watching one today going, yeah, but
Shannon Doherty wasn't in movies.
No, and she was honored at the Emmys.
Do that at the Emmys, right?
She was honored at the Emmys.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I was like, the Oscars is not for every celebrity ever, or even
no, it's film.
But it's film, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
And she might have done some film, but she's very well known. She's a television star.
Sure. So anyway, I thought they could have played a Quincy song during that instead. That would have been cool.
Definitely. Speaking of, Gene Hackman died, and no one knows how or why.
This is weird.
It's gotten really weird.
I think everybody did what you said too immediately.
We all thought carbon monoxide.
Yeah, because it's just weird that the dog.
But they had been dead for 10 days.
Yeah.
And they were starting to mummify because of the warm
because how dry it is there. Yep.
And what was weird is, so he was in the mudroom, collapsed, and his pacemaker stopped working on the 17th of Feb. Uh-huh. His wife, who was also deceased, in the bathroom with a deceased dog, the pills that were spread out were not pills that would kill you.
No, they were blood pressure type medications or something, right?
So I guess it's possible that he was having an incident and she went in, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Were those his or hers?
We don't know. We don't know. It's insane. What happened? I can't fathom it.
I think the dog died from taking the pills.
Okay.
Like, I bet the dog got into the pills.
Oh, because he was hungry?
No, just because they're there. Like, if she collapsed or had pills all over the place, I don't know, man. Like,
well, they haven't done toxicology yet.
Do you think there's foul play?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You think one of them killed the other one?
No. They were very happy, but he has adult children, and they are not mourning. They're not grieving. I'm not saying that they did anything. I'm just saying that their response has not been normal. You know what I mean? And the son has nothing to do with any of the press, just the daughters. I
wonder if he died and she was despondent and so tried to OD on something.
I did think that as well, but I don't know. We'll find out. The toxicology will reveal all. Yeah. There's no way they're going to be like, well, they just died. We don't know. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, they could. I suppose they could have had something that was poisonous or something.
But why in the world didn't they have like cameras and security, and like, why did a maintenance worker have to find them?
And they never, even those maintenance workers rarely,
and not only that, but like
communicated via text. So
I can tell you this: if we were that old and our children did not hear from us for 10 days, they would be like, what is happening? They would literally.
And they're out in the boonies too, right?
They were in New Mexico. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he got a nice tribute.
Yeah, he did. Morgan Freeman did a good job.
Yeah, he did. God, Morgan Freeman is so bald. I had no idea.
Yeah, everybody's wondering, like, the rumors are there's something wrong because he wore a black glove too.
Oh, do you think he has chemo?
I don't know.
Do you think he has cancer and he's getting treatment?
No, I wouldn't know why he would do that. It wasn't a tribute to Michael Jackson. I know that much.
Well, he was very thin, and he did have a black glove.
He had a glove.
So perhaps he's going through some kind of treatment.
I mean, he's 100 also.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
oh man. Okay, so
I mean, Gene Hackman was 95, so he's got to be in his mid plus 80s.
Oh yeah, you're probably Yeah. I mean, I only remember from Electric Company when he had a big afro.
Way back.
And I don't know how old he was.
That was in the 70s, so
I know.
He was already an adult.
And I was watching 70s. Reruns at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't even like real, like live. I was going through TikTok. By the way, I've mentioned this before. Social media is boring the crap out of me. There's nothing good. Everybody's just losing their collective shit, and they don't want a distraction. And I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, I need some.
Except for Reddit, right? Because you're on Reddit.
I love Reddit, but that's not really a distraction either. That's more like.
But it's social media is my point.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, so I was scrolling through TikTok, and this girl, she goes, I think we need to mentally prepare for the loss of some of our icons. They're all in there. Because with Gene Hackman passing away and Dolly Parton's husband passing away, we're like, the reality that these people that we have been loving our whole lives are old.
Yeah, because the ones that we've lost up until this point have been sudden or unexpected or something.
Yeah, but I mean, they're
like a Robin Williams or just like anybody, like Prince or like people that died too soon, kind of stuff. But I think we're actually hitting that point where now it can just be age.
So she was mentioning a couple of people, and I'm like, they're not old enough to die yet, are they?
Who?
Stevie Nicks.
Nah.
I don't think so. I mean, she's in her 70s, though.
Yeah, well, hard 70s, too, probably. But
then Cher.
Yeah.
She's
82.
Okay, here's the thing. A part of me will die when that woman leaves this earth.
I know.
I mean, for real. I will be... I don't care if she's 100. I'll still be very, very
Goldie
sad
Hawn announced that she had cataracts on stage.
You know what? She is a treasure. Yeah, I love her so much. I know.
She can do no wrong.
Oh, my God. Yeah. She's amazing. I love Goldie Hawn. I don't even want to think about that.
You know what, though? That regardless of how she looks, how she feels, how old she is, you can tell she's the same person she's always been.
She's a delight. So. I love her so much. But Willie Nelson.
Everyone wants to be me.
Everyone. I'm not a bitch. Willie Nelson is in his 90s.
Yeah.
Last Highwayman.
He's done the last 4 albums have all been about him dying.
Okay. Do you
but he just keeps knocking them out.
Okay. So most people don't know this, but I have zero relationship with my biological, none, no relationship with my father. He decided to start a new life.
Yeah.
I don't know him anymore, but he does this thing where and I'm sure he still does it, where he goes and he gets a portrait done. So that in case he dies, there's a good photo of him for his memorial.
Shut up.
He's been doing it since I can remember, since his 30s.
You think he still does it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So he does an updated portrait of himself.
What? How am I just finding out about this? I know you don't talk ever about
That's why, because we don't talk about it.
But this feels like something that's...
I can show you the first one he ever had done.
I don't need to see it. Just the concept of.
But he wants a good photo to be on display when he dies, because he thinks there'll be hundreds of people that will arrive to honor his death. Anyway, so Willie Nelson keeps doing these tribute albums about how I'm getting ready to die.
Just when you think you hear the perfect song, it's like, oh, that is the perfect song.
I'm going to ride off with my horses.
That is the perfect song to play at Willie's funeral.
The last leaf's going to fall.
He has a quadruple box set worth of these songs now.
He's got all the funeral soundtracks. For his tribute shows.
From Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die.
All the way to The Last Leaf Fallen.
The Last Leaf Fallen.
Yeah. So, but that every time he comes out with a new album and it's like, I'm old and I'm dying. And if you're hearing this, I'm dead. And I'm like, Willie, Jesus. He's just so like, I'm sure this is my last album. I know this is it.
I mean, he talks about going to heaven and being with Waylon. I was like, God damn, dude.
3 albums later. I guess I'll put out another one.
And he's going on tour this summer.
I know. We're not going. I'm sorry. I just don't want to see it. I can't see it. You can go.
First, there's 2 reasons I'm not going to go. One is because I think he's literally there for like a song or 2 from what I've heard.
Yes. And then 2, his son does.
It isn't a venue that if Prince came back from the dead, I would not go.
100%. I'm not going to
venue
Wheatland.
Is so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. It sounds great. The Toyota Amphitheater, right? Sounds amazing.
In Wheatland.
It is not amazing.
Wheatland, California.
You will spend half your life getting out of that parking lot.
In and out.
I don't care what time you leave.
There's nothing you can do. It is hell.
Yeah, it's bad.
You can't Uber out there.
This is back in this arena was built, or not arena, it's in an amphitheater outdoor. But this was built back when grumpy ass boomers were like, if there's gonna be any rock music, it's gotta be way out in the middle of nowhere with 1 lane. In 2 directions. We
want to be not impinged
uphill,
whatsoever.
In the snow. Bullshit.
I went to see the Counting Crows. Yes. The Goo Goo Dolls were opening, and I went with my friend Erin, and we went, and it was the last time I ever went, and I'll never go back. And it's been like 15 years. Like, I'll never go back. It was the show was great, but that was it.
Yeah.
And
I would literally drive farther. I would fly to LA to see something before I would go to this show.
It's just so terrible. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, well, Willie is up there. Yeah. You know, obviously Dolly Parton. We don't want to lose her, but you know, it happens. Mick Jagger's not going anywhere, by the way.
He looks great.
He looks like a normal
82.
He does not look 82.
No.
He looks very well preserved.
I think he's been transferring life force out of Keith Richards.
Oh, I was saying all of his young wives.
No, he's been sucking life. So Keith Richards looks 70 years older than he actually is.
I saw Ringo Starr. That man looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's dyeing his hair.
Paul still looks all right, too.
Paul looks like a raisin. He looks old. He looks like his age. He sounds like his age.
Yeah.
But he, like you said, he doesn't care.
He doesn't.
He's Paul McCartney.
Because he is.
Him just existing and going, oh yeah. Everybody goes, ah! they're so excited that he's still singing it.
Yeah, but what we don't care. I'll tell you what I did like about him, because we could talk about that too. SNL 50.
Yeah.
What I did like about that performance is, even if he can't hold the notes or do it, he all out. He like a lot of artists, if they can't hold the note, they'll like let the audience sing it, or they'll do a miniature version of it, or they'll just kind of, hey, they'll do something like that. He belts everything like he was 27.
Whether it's off key or not, he does not care.
Exactly right.
He's like, please, I am a knight. I am a sir.
Yeah.
I am a Beatle.
Yeah.
I will sing this like I have laryngitis,
like,
and you will love it.
Who the fuck is going to critique me and my singing at 80 years old?
No one. They're going to be like, well, he's still out there doing it.
The Beatle.
Anyway, so she was just mentioning some of the people that, are in their 80s and they're going to go, and I'm like, oh, do we have to think about it? I don't want to think about it. But they're icons now. They're not even, like, they're beyond just normal people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Oscars, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't, some people are really outraged by the winners. I'm not. I don't care. I was happy to see. Yeah, there was no real surprises to me. I mean, the Honora thing was a surprise. The girl winning Best Actress, Mikey. That was we were all like, what?
I almost ran the table on that too. Although I still would not have picked her over Demi Moore, because Demi had been winning everything except this one. Like, she won the one. Yeah. Apparently the BAFTA awards or something. Right. The ones right before the Oscars she won, but
she won the SAG too, or she won the Golden Globe too.
Who?
Demi.
No. Demi won everything. Mikey only won the one.
She did win BAFTA. You're right.
But it's funny though, is I should have gone all in on Honora, because underdog and all that stuff, small budget. But also, I had actually, this is stupid. I had actually watched the trailer of that one.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to me.
That's the only movie I wanted to see.
I did not see the trailer of Amelia Perez. I did not see the trailer of Brutalist. I did not watch not an inch of all of it.
Greg is like, he goes, I need you to try to watch Amelia Perez. And I'm like, why? He goes, it's interesting. And I'm like, I have no interest in this subject material whatsoever. I don't know how it got so many nominations. I don't understand it. And not at all surprised it didn't win anything.
Well, Zoe won.
Well, because I think that was probably hard to ignore. Yeah. But the rest of the film, it's like, I mean,
I did vote for Ariana because I wanted to.
I know you did. You really.
But that was the movie I saw. Well, maybe she'll get a shot on the second one.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe they're like, oh, you know what? She'll come out and it'll be fine. Whatever.
I mean, I guess the thing is, well, I could tell you what. That's the best performance by two actresses ever.
You know what? I know Cynthia Erivo is very, very talented, but I am so in love with Ariana Grande. Yeah. I know she's a flawed human. I don't give a shit. She can sing the crap out of her songs. Yeah. I remember, and I've talked about this on the show a long, long time ago, when I was on Facebook and I hate to say it like this, but he was somebody who did stage work for like The Dead and Hendrix and like he's like an old boomer, old boomer. Yeah. And I said, well, I think Ariana Grande is really talented. And he goes, she can't sing. That's all autotune, blah, blah, bullshit. Blah. I've seen them live. Belt. Janis Joplin could sing Rings Around Her. I'm like, well, first of all, Janis Joplin is dead. So no, she cannot. Second, I saw her live. Yeah. She isn't. No, she's really not auto-tuned. That's her.
I think the main reason though that I wanted her to win for her is I thought Cynthia Erivo had a longer shot to win. So, but I thought maybe Ariana, but also it was the role she's wanted to play her whole life. Like,
and it shows.
Yeah. It's like dream role, everything, and she killed it. And I don't know. Anyway, so it was really fun to watch the Oscars with them for sure.
I just love making an event, watching the Oscars as an event. Yeah. And I really appreciated Conan O'Brien. I liked it. It was not a roast of anybody really. And I also
except Estonia.
Yeah, that was funny. You're up, Estonia.
Balls in your court, Estonia.
I did, from what I understand, his assistant lost her house in the fire, and both of his parents passed away in December. And so he's had to run. And so he was kind of looking forward to doing this to kind of like just refocus. And I've always liked Conan. He's so freaking smart.
Yeah, he's tall as I
know, right?
God,
He's so tall.
all those firefighters came on, and I know some of them were not stereotypical firefighters, but he made them all look short.
He did. He's a very tall human, no doubt.
Tall.
But anyway, overall, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
Personally, but
I like was it Waste of Time, or what are the little musical
I will
number?
Not waste your time.
I will not waste your time.
That was
even
really
though
funny.
He was wasting time. So
yeah, that was great. We're only 40 minutes over. Yeah, but I did like that he acknowledged, look, I know this is superfluous. I know that there's way worse going on, but and I said it to you before the show. I'm like, as much as it's easy to downplay the Oscars or just showboating A+ pompous little stars. Thanks, Adrian Brody, for completely proving everyone's point, but it is a nice escape, and that's what Hollywood's for. Yeah. That's the whole point. Right. People who had really, really shitty lives used to go to the movies once a week and watch all the features to get away from their life. That was the whole point. And it happened. It still happens. People still do that. So I mean, I think it's okay to honor them. And plus, everybody's really clear that they're just representing a collaborative effort. It's not, thank you, I'd like to thank me and me, except for Adrian Brody, of course. Yeah. God, that guy's such a fucking douche. I don't care if you mention anti-Semitism. So what? He's still a tool.
Yeah.
I find him so insufferable. And maybe I'm the only person. Maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm not getting it. Like, Peter not getting the Godfather. Yeah. But I think he's just...
It insists upon itself.
He insists upon himself. I just can't. I cannot with him. No one wants to hear you talk for 6 minutes, buddy.
Thanks to the G's. It was super fun.
Oh, my God. We had such a good time.
Yeah. Did you know...
Them's the facts, Jax.
Did you hear what Conan did to the seats?
I don't know. Pee on them? What?
No. Yes, he peed on the seats.
Did he urinate on all the seats?
Yes, absolutely.
What?
That was it. No, he put a note with snacks under the seats.
Oh, did anybody actually eat them?
Oh, I think they were mostly intended for the seat fillers.
Oh, because there's just no way that normal
Well, I can't imagine celebrities, they would be too worried about the camera being on them while they ate.
Like they showed Demi Moore, she's like, she's recovering from her loss and she has 2 giant plates of fries
and her little dog.
As if she's eating. You know what? Stop
You know what? It could be AI.
Maybe. That's possible.
That's possible.
Anyway, well, I think that's it. Hopefully Stephanie will be back next week and we will talk about other things like the shitty fashion.
Silver.
Oh, God.
Lots of silver.
So much ugly. And
all right, well, ugly. You won't talk about it, but as a teaser, favorite outfit, number 1.
Well, I really did like Cynthia Erivo's red carpet outfit, the green velvet. I did like it because it was very unique. Mm-hmm. I did like a lot of the men's outfits this year.
A lot of brooches.
God, so many. And I kept looking at them going, are these symbolic of something or is this just the style?
No, they just look like jewelry.
I'm going to get you a brooch.
I'm on a brooch.
You want a shiny brooch?
I think...
get you a rhinestone encrusted.
Halle Berry's dress was unbelievable looking. I don't know.
Broken mirror one? Yeah, that was really beautiful.
And then, I wasn't going... Like, I'm not a judge of beautiful versus not beautiful as well, dress-wise, but I thought that one was really compelling. And believe it or not, I thought Whoopi Goldberg's dress was crazy, too.
Christian Siriano.
Yeah, that looked nuts.
That was like a liquid.
Yeah.
I don't know what... I still haven't found out what the material is.
I don't know.
But it was... For her, it looked very good.
Well, I'm looking forward to the show where you guys talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit, for sure. Anyway. All right. Well, thanks for our special late night edition of the Oscar recap. I did wake up with a headache, so that means it was a good day.
Yeah.
Greg bought a Costco cake. It was a white cake with a red filling, and the filling, as I thought, was a jam, like a raspberry jam, like a fruit basket almost, delish.
Yeah.
So we all got our little bowl, and we're eating it, and I realized that it's kind of thick and stiff. And I'm like, I'm going to eat around it a little bit. I took a couple bites. I'm like, I don't know.
It was like mashed up berries that they put a little gelatin in.
A lot of gelatin. And so I'm like, So I started eating around it. And here's the thing. Greg is... it's almost family-like between Greg and I because he calls me out on everything.
Of course.
Which is great because I call him out on everything too. And so I was sitting there and I'm just quietly eating around. He sees these 2 perfectly red triangles in my bowl. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? He goes, do you not like it? I go, no, I like it. I'm eating. He goes, why aren't you eating the red part? He goes, is it too gelatinous? And I'm like, why do you think it's too gelatinous? He's like, I don't know. And I go, well, it kind of tastes like strawberry Jell-O. He goes, Jell-O? He goes, my mother used to make Jell-O cake. I go, did she make it like this? He goes, no. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, am I being offensive? Do you want me to eat the Jell-O? And he's like, so then today he goes, I've been walking by that Costco cake all day. And every time I look at it, I think of you. And I'm like, oh, this gelatinous muck. Oh, God. It was hilarious.
That's funny stuff.
Anyway, don't eat it. Don't buy it unless you like strawberry Jell-O with your cake.
He did honor us with some homemade mom's tamales, though.
Oh, my God. They were so good. His mom made tamales, and he was so worried about them. And I took a bite. I'm like, these are the most...
because they froze them.
I know, but I'm like, these are the most delicate tamales I've ever had. They are so light. The masa was like butter. Yeah, it was so really delicate. I'm like, these are the most delicate tamales I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. We had a good time.
Yeah, we did have a good time. Anyway, thank you to the G's. I'd like to thank all of the people who voted for us as most popular podcast on iHeart. And we will be back next week with a new show. Bye.
Bye.